Hello and welcome to another episode of 5 Lives, 5 Styles. And I realized I haven't really been explaining that every single episode. What it means is I am going to be changing build style every time I die, and so far I have died 3 times. However, 2 of those times have been in the same episode. So very soon I will be switching over to a 3rd style. For the current style though, I am going to be finishing up the last remaining project, and I'm standing in the middle of it, and as you can see there is a bit of grass around me. So much empty space. This is the port area that I want to finish up. As you can see, here we have a lot of work already done, but here on this side, and I'm going to zoom out with 3cam a little bit, there is still a lot to be done. And this episode I want to get around to terraforming. This area here around the castle I want to terraform into cliffs, and I want to create a few small beaches. And then this area over here, I want to create a bunch of cliffs and beaches as well. This area right here stands out to me. I think this would be the perfect location for a lighthouse. And then this area next to it, I want to transform into a beach surrounded by cliffs. Now, I haven't done that kind of terraforming before. I do love terraforming and I've done it a lot. So I'm going to take you on a journey to how I approach terraforming, and I will take you and talk you through all the different steps that I take. So for starters, I want to go ahead and go to my storage room, grab a bunch of shulkers of stone and dirt and sand, and I want to start shaping the cliffs on this side right here, and I'll wrap it around and probably fill in some of the beaches. So let's go ahead and do that right away. First, we start with contouring the mountain. We add a long row of stone, very vertical, to determine the height of the cliffs, and this is a very rough shape and you don't need any detail for this. Well, spawn-proofing the area for the creeper farm may have just backfired. These trident throwing drowned have been bothering me this whole time. But oh look, this one at least dropped a trident for me. As the second step, we go back and add a bunch of stone to create some detail and roughness to every face of this cliff. Now that we have most of the shape for the cliffs done, I want to put attention on the beach, and I want to add a small one on this side, and then if we use FreeCam, I want to also add a very small one on this side. So let's go ahead and use some detail blocks. We're going to start out with the darker spruce plank underwater, then we transition to the oak, the stripped oak, the birch also stripped, then we have some stone slabs and sand. I don't know how much we're going to need for this though, we'll see. There we go, a very small beach. If you zoom out a little bit, you have a transition from the darker side here to the lighter sand. It is a bit of a stark transition between the birch and the sand, but honestly, I do kind of like it. It is mostly from further away. We're not really gonna go to this beach ever, so it's mostly gonna be seen from very far away, and in that sense it works perfectly. Like if we look at it from here, which is most likely what we'll be seeing it from, you can see the depth, that hey, there is something in between those rocks there. And if we add some depth to these rocks, we're gonna be using some cobbled deep slate and tuff, then that would be even better. Now I want to go ahead and add all of this detail into these rocks. with the deep slate, the tuff, some mossy cobblestone, etc. So I'll just be right here, and we're just gonna fast forward when I'm done with that. And there it is, the first section of cliffs is complete. I now want to add a few small details around the rocks on top of the cliffs. And there is our result. I am quite happy with this. It looks very rough and very noisy, and I'm so happy that this is the kind of cliffside for this, the castle face, and we have a small beach here that is just in between these few cliffs, and we can see a little bit of green poking through. I think this is perfect for this. Now, of course, this over here is also going to be terraformed in just a little bit, but some of you may have noticed that we changed over to 1.21.7, or at least there is much more fog now in the background. And I also changed to the better clouds mod because I didn't quite like the clouds. I also did update the mods to change the cloud distance a little bit because I wasn't quite a fan of some of the settings. So I tweaked it a little bit, and I'm quite happy with how it looks right now. Now, when I showed you guys the overview of some of the in-between steps, I do realize I missed one of them. It's early on when we were contouring the cliffs, and that's of course something that I will try and show you in the later process when we're doing it on this side as well. But essentially what you do in the first step is you sort of follow the land where you want the cliffs to be and sort of think about how high you want the cliffs to be and just place a pillar of stone and just go around in a very rough shape. And then the second step that I did show you is that you add a lot of stone just around it, just to make the shape be a little bit different and interesting, and then you end up with something like this eventually over a few iterations. Now, obviously, it's not going to be perfect. I am quite happy for this view over here. This I really like, and especially like these little things in the water poking out, like some small cliff faces. Eventually, I would like to add a bridge here. Still, I have been planning to do that for quite a while. It'll happen soon, surely. Now, with the new update, however, since I was still on 1.21.4, I now also have access to dry grass, and I think that would fit perfectly on some of the beaches that I'm going to be making. Now, for this episode, I'm not going to be doing anything with the dry ghast, so we will be skipping on that for now, but I'm definitely going to go out and search for some of those decoration blocks, like the firefly bushes and the dry grass. So, a very quick sidestep to try and collect a few. Let's go and find some. There we go. I should have done this a while ago. I linked up the nether portal on the spawn island. I am going to be exploring around here a little bit, and I figured I am going to add a portal here in case I die in the future, because I still have 2 lives left, so one of them I will probably die somewhere. And if I haven't set my bed, which likely will happen, I will spawn here again with nothing. So I am also going to be leaving myself another ender chest, which I will have to make. I hope that I have enough materials with me. I don't think I do, but let's find out. There we go. Let's leave an ender chest here at spawn as well. If I die, I have all of the things that are in my ender chest available. Well, we found ourselves a fallen log and some leaf litter, so these are definitely new chunks. Let's hope we find some firefly bushes very soon as well. Oh, and of course we have this tiny grass. I'm gonna have to grab that. Can I bone meal that? I wonder. Yes, you can. Well, then I am definitely gonna just snag a few. Let's see, where is my scissors? There we go. That's so cool. Let's see if we can find some firefly. Oh! Wow, that was quick. Right, I forgot. They added the mob variant. Well, hello there. And over there we have a desert with the new grass. So let me go ahead and grab that. And I can see a little bit of the new cactus flower as well, which I will grab as we are here. 2. Oh, hello there, Mr. Trader. Are you coming out to these new lands as well? I'm gonna not bone meal these, even though you can bone meal them. I'm just gonna grab a ton of them and fill up shulker boxes, because my bone meal supply is a little bit short at the moment. Oh, more friends to visit the new biomes. Well, hello there. I hope you don't mind. What? Where did they go? Did it get destroyed by the cactus? Oh my god. There we go. Now we have one. A cactus flower. Successfully obtained. And there we go. That should do for a little while. I might as well raid the villager outpost and get some free loot. Alright, that's enough distractions. Let's get back to terraforming. Roll the time-lapse. And there it is, the full terraform is complete. A few details maybe here or there, and of course the port itself I will need to do. There is several buildings, there is a wall, maybe a gate, and yeah, there is quite a bit left to do there, but that's going to be too much for this episode. So next episode I'm going to focus on the port itself and hopefully finish off this entire area. And the lighthouse, I think that ID will have to be moved over to some future episode. Maybe I'll do that as a side idea somewhere, who knows, but I do want to get on to the new style as soon as possible, and to finish off this area I think the port itself is the main thing. Alright, that is it for for this episode. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.